Good morning. It's time for the real news. And now, here's Barron.
Hello and welcome to the Real News, Disco News. Mr. Means, are you with us today?
Yes.
We're with Mr. Means, President of the Lakota Indians. To start with, we have reported your story, but for our listeners, tell us the story of the Lakota Indians and why you have succeeded for the United States of America.
Well, first of all, we haven't seceded. We were never a part of the United States of America. We had a treaty. We had many treaties with the United States of America and its government. However, the United States, after 155 years of patience, we have concluded because of the resulting genocide that in order for us to continue to survive as a distinct people, we will have to become free from our treaties. So we unilaterally withdrew from our treaties with the United States government last December 17. And since that time, we have been very busy rebuilding the foundation of our freedom.
How has the United States government responded to your claim?
Fortunately, the United States of America is very racist in its attitudes towards the American Indian. Consequently, they have totally ignored us as a bunch of kooks who are living the impossible dream. And that's fine. I love it. It's allowing us to put into place our strategies in the economic, political, medical, and educational fields. That's the four main avenues of our strategy to become free and self-sufficient.
Are you going forward as a sovereign nation? Haven't you sent ambassadors to other countries?
No, as yet we haven't got that far. That's really jumping the gun. We have to first pay attention to rebuilding our nation within the confines of the 60 million acres that we have, that has been returned to us legally and lawfully, although the United States government hasn't recognized it yet. We legally and lawfully re-own 60 million acres in a 5-state area of South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, and Nebraska. Consequently, we have to consider how we're going to rebuild our government, and which we have very minutely rebuild that, because we want all the white people that live in that area, in those areas, that is our nation, to become citizens of Lakota. And therefore, we believe in individual liberty through a representative government, what we taught the world back in the 1700s. But consequently, what we're doing is we have put together provisional government until such time as our entire nation, of all the sacred colors of the human race, can come together and form their own government. Now, we're going to principally focus on local government, neighborhood government, which will be in effect a mini state, just how we operated prior to the signing of treaties. And in that factor, we will eliminate the need for police, criminal courts, and jails. We will also eliminate the need for a national government, because with many states, which are neighborhoods, ruling by consensus, we will not have mob rule. Therefore, we can tell the people we do not have to utilize income taxes or property taxes to maintain government. Maybe a few excise taxes of different sorts, but even that is improbable. What we're looking for, of course, is local control with individual liberty.
Good morning, Mr. Means. This is Brian. It's an honor to have you here on the Real News Radio with us this morning. My question to you, sir, from my perspective, it seems that Native Americans have been an experiment or focus group for numerous elitist and government programs to control people, including sterilization, eugenics, herding into control grids. I'd like you to comment on this, please, sir.
Thank you. You're the first non-Indian that I've ever talked with that recognizes that. I have the entire policies of the American government are birthed and fomented on Indian reservations and exported to the world, and now they've been brought back onto the backs of the American people.
Exactly.
And the United States of America is now one huge Indian reservation, as well as Iraq. Now, the only reason, of course, the United States government has ever invaded anything is for its natural resources. So that's why they have broken so many treaties. And they continue to do so, especially under Bush, who blatantly has broken treaties. So what you have concluded is the very fact that if America and the world wants to deal with this imperial power, then they have to look at Indian policy in order to correct it.
That's right. If the U.S. government continues to ignore you, what is your next recourse?
Well, our recourse, of course, is to solidify our foundation, the reformation of our foundation, to solidify that, like I said, in those 4 strategies. Once that is solidified, then we go to the international community. In the meantime, though, we've already gone to the international community in selected areas, with selected nations that we believe would be sympathetic to the recognition of our country. And as yet, we haven't approached a country like Cuba or Libya or any of those countries. We have talked with Turkey, and we have talked with Serbia, Russia, and of course the progressive-looking or leaning, whatever political name you want to put on South American countries that would be favorable towards us, like Bolivia and Venezuela and Chile and Brazil. We've talked with them. We've also talked to some Pacific Island nations, but they are so dependent on the United States. One thing about the Pacific Island nations is they were very forthcoming when we talked to them. They said, look, most of our money comes from the United States. We can't do anything to help you. So, like East Timor, for example, and Tonga, and New Caledonia, which is Fiji. So, our preliminary outreaches are just that, preliminary. And we haven't taken the legal route yet, but that's also available to the World Court for an opinion. I know that the United States, in its power, can ignore and has ignored decisions by the World Court, but nevertheless, that's a factor in our strategy.
Isn't it sad how when the United Nations resolution